Spring has arrived here in Austria. Well, it had arrived. Now it's taken a step back again, temperatures have fallen back to close to 0 degrees Celsius, and we have a metre of fresh snow on the mountains. We're back to winter, I suppose. Nevertheless, the short first taste of spring that we did have was tasty. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and you must know this is in a way quite exciting for me because I moved here to Innsbruck in July last year, so this is my first April and my first spring here. I don't know if you can relate to this, but for me personally this is exciting, and so naturally I've been documenting my experience photographically. And in today's video I'm taking you with me on one of those photography sessions. And that is how this photograph was shot. It was a fine sunny day and I was in awe of all the flowers blooming and the sun shining, and so I decided it's time to explore yet another area of town and photographically capture my first spring in Innsbruck. For a change, on this day I decided to go out with my cute small digital setup. In case you don't know yet, and because I know many tend to wonder, this is the Lumix GX80 paired with the Panasonic 20mm f1.7. On this day I hopped onto my bike and made my way to an area where I had decided to just roam around the streets and see what I can find.
Doce Bahia, no alto da ladeira, aperitivo e piscina, enquanto na ondina.
Here is shot number 1. To be honest, I mostly just shot this as warm-up. I like to do that. However, I do really appreciate the field covered in yellow flowers, so certainly not a bad start. This too was a bit of a shot for the sake of getting a shot, but you know, these mirrors are a bit of a weak point of mine. I tend to really like shooting these, and I think this one isn't even too bad. It definitely captures that sunny spring feeling I'm aiming to document. I was so in love with these puffy pink flowers on these trees. I knew there was potential here. These shots weren't entirely satisfying though. I know that I wanted to capture some wider shots and decided to walk around to the other side later on to see if I can find something. For now, I just shot whatever I could find here. I like this one. It's busy yet doesn't feel messy. Something I like here is the scattered light in the foreground.
Like a magnet, wearing holes in the carpet, counting steps to the back porch, same song from the screen door. He was a score on a mountain, waiting for a sign of with his head down, devoted to a way of being, but he broke wide open.
Here's another one I like for being busy but not messy.
With a deep line pushing, made of love and pain.
Then here, just when I was about to pass the bins, I decided to also mix in some street photography and focus on a few people. I really like how this one turned out. A scene showing a conversation over the bins. A simple yet interesting scene, I find. Next, I found the path I was looking for to head back to the trees with the puffy pink flowers, but see them from further away so that I could attempt a wider shot. I tried a few, and here is my favourite. I was waiting for someone to pass below the tree to add some life to the scene. I really like the composition and how the photo is split into different compartments and layers. Also, I always appreciate the Nordkette peeking up behind many of the photos I shoot in Innsbruck. There is one thing, however, that I think could elevate this photo to a whole new level, but sadly I didn't get lucky on this day. Imagine another subject on the right in the garden, such as a person doing garden work or simply resting, or even just a dog. I think that would add a fun dynamic between subjects. I often find myself enjoying photos with multiple subjects. Sadly, today was not the day to get that shot. By the way, I feel the need to address something concerning my digital photography because I get so many comments asking this. All of my photos are edited, not straight out of camera. I feel like digital photography was never intended to capture shots that look good straight out of camera. At least in my opinion and in my experience, most digital cameras shoot bland, neutral, boring looking photos, except for maybe Fujifilm cameras with their film simulations applied. But as you know, I like my photos stylized, and so I simply shoot RAW, which, by the way, straight out of camera looks exceptionally ugly, so that I can effectively achieve the look I want later in Lightroom, where I edit all my photos. For this session actually, I was a little bit lazy and simply applied a preset I made a while ago and then made small adjustments. I named the preset an old roll of Kodak Gold I found, because I wanted to emphasize the warm and somewhat nostalgic look this preset goes for. And by the way, in case you're wondering, you can get this preset if you like. It's on my Patreon with a bunch of other presets. Oh no. I've been logged out or what? Where did I write that down again? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, for Alright, I need to tell you something. I finally finished editing that video, and now gone are the days of writing my password in a notebook, and gone are the days of reusing 4 different passwords for like 200 different accounts. I finally got Password Manager. It's NordPass. Reusing the same password for many platforms can be a weak point in your cybersecurity, so I had 4, which is only mildly better. However, pretty much every password a human can come up with is also a weak point actually, so I've finally changed my passwords with the randomized password generator by NordPass. I've been using NordPass for a while now, and I've finally realized that this is definitely the safer way of handling my cybersecurity. This becomes all the more relevant when working in a team with people who all need access to a bunch of accounts. For that, NordPass has created their Team, Business and Enterprise plan. These are basically the easy solution to manage and share credentials and passwords within a company or a team. So this way the team saves time not needing to come up with passwords or reset passwords. Also, sharing passwords becomes way more secure because there is no need to send passwords via email or text, which is a security risk. Oh, and may I stress how good the password generator is. This saves the whole team time and brain power while also making things easier. Basically, NordPass is the combination of security and convenience. So, if you have a business or you think the company you work for could need some better security, you can sign up for a 3-month free trial of NordPass Business by using the activation code Crawford at nordpass.com/Crawford. Thank you so much to NordPass for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. No, sure again. Then I was walking back to the main road here as I passed these garages where a biker was just pulling up. I thought this person could be a fine subject for a photo here. This is one of my few attempts and it's a good example of what I was going for. I like it. However, while shooting, a second person entered the frame. It's very subtle, but I had the luck that a second subject appeared at the top right of the frame. Sadly, however, my camera missed focus somehow. This could have been an even better shot, I think, if the photo were in focus. These focusing issues have actually been happening more recently. Maybe my Lumix's old age is catching up now. I mean, it's served me well for around 7 years at this point, and it's a little beaten up, but still, it'd be sad to see it pass. I got this shot because I love that the two inside the shop came here on rollerblades as if they just spontaneously decided to pop in and leave with an arm full of plants. The composition sadly feels a little bit off because I was at a slightly higher angle, but nevertheless I'm happy that I captured the scene.
Turn the key and cooler on. This a pause for relief.
Hello.
Free pass, you don't even.
Here I got a spontaneous shot of the guy taking out his rubbish. While we unfortunately don't get to see much of the character, I wanted to get this shot because I think they add some life to this scene and make it interesting. Then here I came across a box with "free to be taken" written on the box. I suppose someone was spring cleaning and getting rid of some stuff. I always find these boxes super cute, and so I got this simple shot.
Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do.
I like this one. It's one of the more lively scenes I captured on this day, and I think it turned out quite nicely. Aesthetically, I find it pleasing, the composition worked out, and the way the light falls here looks good. And additionally, we have some characters and a bit of a story going on here, which I think makes for an overall solid photo. Next, I spotted the high road going through the trees on the other side of the river and thought that could be an interesting photo. As I came closer, however, I spotted something much more interesting. Here is the result, and I like this a lot. I'm super happy to have basically shot 2 photos in one here. Initially I was going for the road through the trees, but now I even have the guy with his dog adding life and context and atmosphere to the scene. I really like how this one turned out. a film photographer cannot resist.
Mas quando eu olho nos olhos, é tudo bem diferente.
Yeah, I couldn't resist this one. I love how filled with little details this shot is. It looks a bit run down, which nicely contrasts the pretty and life-inducing spring light.
Uma teoria explicada por gente, não parece nem pouco com que a gente sente. Se foi uma ilusão, porque some o chão. Foi sonho que morreu.
Here, I had been eyeing the two cyclists, and it was here that I found a neat composition to frame their story. This is the result, and I like it. I think the composition works well to tell this story and convey the disconnect of what appears to be a couple. Obviously, this is just observatory speculation from me, but it looks to me like the person on the left is bored waiting for their partner to finish photographing the flowers already.
Nós dois foi a alma que morreu. Tudo escureceu.
I think I'll call it a day for today. I'm on my way home right now. If I find anything else, I'll show you, but seems like this place is not as interesting. And so that was the end of my little round through a neighbourhood I wanted to explore. This session was a full success, I think. First and foremost, I had a lot of fun, and as a bonus, I think I managed to find at least a couple decent photographs. I hope you enjoyed joining me on this one, and maybe you even liked a few photos. Before saying goodbye, I would like to say thank you to the lovely people supporting me and my work on Patreon. Thank you so much to each one of you. If you're interested in Lightroom presets, tutorials, or postcards, you can check that out via the link in the description. Also, I have a print shop in case that is of interest to you, also in the description. With that said, I hope to see you again soon. Until then, goodbye.